Capricorn. We are here to do Capricorn's energy update for March. Now, you guys have a very unique month coming up, and I have tried to get these ready beforehand, and I am coming to some of you quite late in America, so apologies if the bell's gone off and I've woken you up. Now, I'm going to cover this energy for you guys both intuitively, psychically, as well as astrologically. Now, I have got a new deck of cards, which I'm using, and I've been sitting here meditating upon Saturn in Aquarius for you. I'll try and move it so that you guys can actually see what it is. In case that you wish to purchase it, I won't turn it because it's got the price on it. Okay, now, you guys have already, for the last 2.5 years, we're ending the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn, and I have got your romance house first. Stay tuned because we'll be doing that first. But I want to cover just briefly some of the things that you guys have been moving through in ascension and transformation. Now, you currently have Saturn in your first house. So for you guys spiritually, you're looking at what it means to have total embodiment of empowerment, accountability, leveling up energy, really checking in with past, present, and future and alchemizing those energies into looking at yourself. It's a very first house placement is also where you can actually look at where you partook in a situation where you have direct power. It's the starting point of any situation. Now, you've also got Pluto currently in Capricorn, which is your first house. I'll just check that the chat's there because I don't want to leave you guys out in the cold. Participants, pop-up chat. Just in case I have forgotten to do it. I think it's active. Anyway, so with it being your first house, it is all about self. So, you know, how you feel about things, how you're viewing things, what you've learned at this point in time. Now, this month we are going to be having Saturn going retrograde into Aquarius. And I have mentioned this with the other signs. Hi, Sway. And with Aquarius, with it going retrograde into Aquarius, you can have a peephole moment, and it is going to be doing this cycle through the year. And I do have the dates written down as to it's going to be for about 4 months, I believe. You're going to have a little bit of a bird's eye view of the second house. Now, the second house, because Aquarius is going to be in your second house, it's very Uranian energy, which at the moment currently there's the Uranian energy in Taurus, which is, you know, trouble with transformation, but you know, not being able to hold on to the paradigm the way it currently was before, and really needing to get to the spiritual sense. And that's really what the second house is. For you guys, especially seen as Aquarian energy is the water bearer, it's an air sign. You need to be looking at this from your own personal value systems of, especially in relationships, if there is any energy that you're feeling takes you unhinged, so to speak, it's where you can actually have that check-in with those value systems. So, yes, it directly can connect to your assets, your belongings. It might be you have a belief system in the past that anytime you've been in a connection, it's been to the, you know, to your demise in some shape or form, either at a financial or at a personal value sense. You're going to have a view where you can actually look at that from a very accountable level, but a very unique kind of bird's eye view. Now, what I'm sensing is you do currently have Chiron and Aries in your fourth house, which is a real horrible place for it to be. And we currently have, you know, at a collective level, we do have Pluto in the fourth house. But for you personally, it's your first. So you're looking at it from a very unique view. I do feel you guys have been doing some work on yourselves over the last 2.5 years. And when we have the nodes transferring, it is going to move into your, let me see, your 6th house for Gemini, which is your work domain, and your 12th house for Sagittarius, which is your spiritual belief system. You're going to be managing both of those energies for another 2.5 years, but we're still going to have eclipses in Cancer and Capricorn to end that cycle out for you guys uniquely. Now, there can be a lot of shifts where you might be doing upgrades on your home, changing with the home, your value systems, and moving into the energy of the Aquarian frequency. Some of you may be looking at what you directly value. There may be assets that you look at that you no longer resonate with. There may be personal beliefs that you feel are outdated and need to be let go of. But it is going to be a very value-orientated, spiritual-orientated view. It's very important in the self-frequency where, you know, it can be the ego of believing it's necessary, or is it directly at a spiritual level where it's your belief system and paradigm? So with the 4th house, it is about your psychology. It's about your physical foundation, domestic issues, endings, parents, and home. So again, in your home domain and everything you're currently working on, you may have been working extremely hard. And what you bring to the table is quite a lot because you have worked on self-mastery. We get that more so with the 12th, but with the 1st, it's that fresh energy. It's that spiritual walk in that new chapter. I'm going to go on to the cards. And as I mentioned, I have actually, you've got Juno currently in your 10th house, and that is in retrograde until May. When it goes direct, again, it's falling in your career energy. And I'm getting a sense of what potentially could be coming through for you. Now, your crowning energy in romance is linking in with Mercury. And we did have the Pisces energy that played out with the last moon energy. A lot of us have been in this very, how would you put it, Neptunian frequency of illusions, disillusionment, dream state. But again, it's the throat chakra orientation. Now, I'm going to tune into how do I explain it? Pisces for you guys is your 3rd house. There you go. In your communication sector, and that was one thing that was very strongly coming through. In a manifestation sense, you need to be very careful about self-talk. If you need to document down a repetitious pattern, it may be very important to see what you're bringing through into the ethers, because with the Pisces frequency, you might not realize you're manifesting. And in the early stages of my spiritual awakening, there were times when I didn't understand why such bad luck was coming. And it was literally fear-based frequencies that were actually embedded inside the chakra system. And I directly, like the laws of attraction, was co-creating that manifestation at all times. Once I faced that reality and tuned directly out of that frequency and didn't directly allow it to navigate me, I am seeing that a past tense energy has impacted you. You do need to be careful what you speak into the ethers, because it will directly govern any lessons that are coming through. At a healthy level, I am feeling communication is the key. If you're getting confused by a person's behavior, their feelings, communication is the key. And I do feel, as we do have Mercury go direct, a lot of that again is moving into the energy of Aquarius, because Mercury will be moving into that energy. And again, it does come down to your day-to-day routine, your communication, the way in which you express, and it's going to be important to balance that. Now, some of the subject matters as to a manifestation of what you're wanting to create. If you're wanting to upgrade things at a monetary value, at a personal value, it can be houses, everything that you value and place worth on, external to you but directly linked to you, is up for offer. Again, in your work domain, I do feel many of you, if you've worked on it and things have been taken from you, you might have got a little bit fatigued during the Pisces moon energy, and during the Virgo moon energy, it's going to help you to actually go into the spiritual understanding of this. So it does fall into your 9th house, and again, it's connecting in with your religion, your education, foreign countries, and travel. So you might be attracting different people, as well as understanding different people's perspectives and point of views. But with the physical foundation house activated, you can have a series of events that repetitiously happen until you can balance and make peace with that of the past. In your love domain, this energy is in the Knight of Cups. I feel this can be a sensitive area, and I do feel for some of you, there can be, if you have been single and you are looking at love and there are people coming towards you, it can directly be people from the past, because with the Mercury energy of retrograde, it is a bit like Venus retrograde. There can be energies from the past come back. Now, that will be as so in the months that we're dealing with. The residue energy within 2 to 3 weeks will lighten, but again, the frequency can still be there. There is an opportunity for communication, be it you're in connection or not. You need to be light with that energy. Now, there can be some communication as to what happened in the past in a pain body experience. And with Juno being in retrograde, the way you're coming to the table is really looking at, is this going to directly impact you? I feel you've had to put a lot of energy into spiritual work, but you're trying to be fair and understanding towards this, but you expect this back in return. Now, much of this, in a sense, if there's adversity, we are going to be having Pluto squaring Venus. With that, any dead wood in that situation, it will give you an opportunity to see maybe any residue frequency that is there, that is imbalanced, and that needs looking at, if it's a you issue or another person issue. But I do feel there can be a situation coming up to rectify. Some of you may be ending one cycle and beginning another, and there could be some sense of a contract coming up. This could be getting out of one situation. Again, it could be a divorce. But again, I do feel in general you are hoping for balance within this connection. In your heart, I feel you might be a little bit strict, but this could be a protection mechanism due to the 4th house activation. This may have affected you last month, and you're just trying to get grounded in this month moving forward. Just pay attention to that while you're operating. Be mindful of the communication house that has been activated for you guys. This has been a large thing coming through with all of the readings, and there has been this mindset after a lot of what has been lost in the past. We have had the nodes in Capricorn and Cancer, and it has pushed us into this very accountable energy, into trying to balance out work-related domains. It can be finalising paperwork, dealing with government agencies, where we can directly be dependent on situations. It can be payments, etc., our wage, and then moving over into the energy of Cancer, which is directly your shadow sign. Family-related dynamics, our tribe, our intuition, and all of those things. And many of you, I do feel, have just really been focusing on things that work. So it may be you've been in a lot of masculine frequency, be it you're a woman or a man, but really needing to look at the financial aspects and working hard. Many times you do tend to find when you are in that frequency, you are shifting all of your solar plexus and sacral chakra energy into your employment. It is, again, a bit like building a pyramid. It's like for the dry seasons, you know, really putting money away, really trying to prepare. But you do need to be vibrationally open to other areas. Now, a lot of these times, the Aquarian energy in the 2nd house can mean other people's energy. And we're tuning into your romance house. I do know that you guys directly do have many options. That's the truth. But it may not be that you're actually assessing them. It could be one direct individual or your mindset that there is the correct energy for you. That is so, but what you will find is if your mindset is kind of level, you will directly understand that the laws of attraction are that directly comes to you. And the 7 energy is very spiritual. So it will be very important for you to be in your crown chakra energy. And you do have a lot of crown chakra energies coming through here. And I have said I'm only reading the chakra cards upright. So we'll get into that in a minute. Again, what you have to bring and what another person has to bring. You may be working in 2 areas at the moment. You may be multitasking, but I do feel you're working very, very hard. Whatever you're working on, either how you feel about the situation, what you're going to do, where your finances are at, making ends meet, but also what way to go. Some of you might have two options, even if you directly are very spiritually connected to one individual. That can actually become problematic if you haven't decided to embody your own frequency and choose your direct path. It can cause obstacles, and you can find that two of them will directly move to you at the same time. I'm going to pull a clarifier on that because they want me to elaborate. Now, this can be two ways this path can turn out, or it can be two direct individuals. It's got two people on the card, so. Now, I'm seeing with the orange energy coming through, it is due to fear-based frequency. And again, due to the fact that the fourth house was activated, it does make complete sense that that energy is there. I feel you guys have been quite wounded in the past, and you have a very, very dear memory. Now, some of you, again, it can be like a Dear John kind of movie. You're wanting the connection to be deeply spiritual. You're also wanting to have a direct attraction to this individual. And you do directly have that. But I do feel past tense energy is it might have not been as open that you would have liked it to be. I do feel you need to hear this person out. If this opportunity comes, move through your fear-based frequency and hear this person out. Now, at the moment, what they're thinking of is this direct relationship. Yes, for some, this person may already be in a connection, but for many, I'm feeling this is just the way they're directly thinking about you. One or the other of you has started one and ended another. It just has that residue frequency coming through, but there is a spiritual connection between you. But I do feel in general, their energy has shifted to a perspective where they're wanting a connection. And I do feel differing values. And again, with the second house activation, you're going to have to check into that about where both of you are on the page. Both of you are wanting the same thing. It's just looking a little bit different, but you're both uniquely wanting the same thing. One is a spiritual connection of balance. The other is a very traditional way of seeing something. Now, at the heart of it, they feel they're really going into their third eye, which again, intuition is beneficial to comprehend and understand, but sometimes it can move into a crown chakra activation. And I'm seeing a lot of the white owls there, which is pure thoughts, pure intentions. I'm also feeling with, let me check the number. Yeah, it's duality. I'm feeling with the Pisces energy, it's really helped this person move into their heart essence. There has been this kind of reflection back into where they potentially were an ego and where something was a dream or a delusion. And it's a really hardcore reality check. But it is very spiritual nevertheless. And I do feel they're looking at you as a very friendly person. Although this is coming through in a masculine sense, whatever sex you are, if you are the Capricorn, they feel you are a very hard worker. This is the way I'm seeing this energy. They understand how hard you work. And I feel I'm hearing the art of appreciation. I'm also feeling as though they want to see your vulnerable side. But I do feel because you've had to be quite non-codependent that this sometimes they see through that facade and they do feel as though you to the core are a gentle vibrational being. Capricorn, you guys need to be cautious because I do feel there's a lot of love here, but I do feel whatever has transpired in your past with people hurting you, although you do have many options, be open to a loving vibration, because I do feel this person is coming with pure intent. But I do feel that due to the fact that you guys had pain, even if you have upgraded your energy and you've done a lot of work on yourselves, try and find the heart center, to move away from fear. Because I do feel this, whatever has happened in your life, it does feel that there's a little bit of guarded energy here. Totally understandable after February. Now, you're resisting you're trying to resist this person. There is like a soul contract here. You might be resisting or working through your fear-based frequency. And again, I'm going to pull another one. Because you already have the solar plexus coming through in the energy. With two ways this can go. I do feel you're wanting to be perfectly clear with this person that you know what you want. You've got self-esteem. Now, the solar plexus in the energy field, when it comes to really overcoming temptation, is because you have done a great deal of work and you have got self-esteem. So the self-esteem is really where you've moved into the second house. You have self-worth, you have self-value, you're honoring your temple, you're honoring what you want in a relationship, and it's not want, it's need. It's the essential needs in order for that person to utilize that energy. And I did speak about that in a previous video. Harnessing those energies when you are protecting yourself is very important. And you pour it into your creativity. And if a unique person comes towards you and they're coming to you with that similar vibration, you will upgrade both energies at the same time and you won't siphon it. I do feel that you have an auric field around you that is deeply protected at the moment. But if you are falling into an egoic state due to the Pisces moon, I do feel the Virgo energy is going to help balance you out. Their energy is really passionate, okay? So yes, in the past, potentially maybe they might have been pushy or they might have been a little bit unreliable, but look back to the spiritual reasons why potentially that may be happening. This doesn't have to directly impact you. It all comes down to perspective, because overall what they are wanting is this connection with you. This is the foundation of why this is what they're wanting, and this is where it directly is going. You need to hear them out. You are going to be very happy about what they are saying. Yes, it can take some time. But again, I'm seeing the Mercury energy, but you need to listen to this person. You need to also listen to your heart when it does come to this romantic interest, because I feel your heart is going to tell you. Again, be careful what you're putting out into the ethers. In the past, however they reacted, in all of what you saw in them, I do feel that this Virgo energy is really going to heal that. And I'm seeing with the lotus flower and the healing, there might have been dark energy around the both of you during that process. But I'm also feeling with the Virgo energy, because it is higher heart chakra, it's going to activate the direct heart chakra to get to the core person. Now, this month, you're going to need to look in the mirror. You're going to need to look at what you're wanting. The mirror energy, especially with the first and the second house, if you have done work on yourself, you will understand what the process is. Now, you will vibrationally know what is going to be correct for you this month and what's not. But again, with the second house, it's all about personal value. So what are you placing value in? If you're thinking about doing something at a financial level, do you have the spiritual connection to it, or is it more a 3D thing of, again, it's a bit like getting a car loan and then you're looking at it and you're thinking, this appears that I have my life together. I'm not saying that's what you're doing. Weigh up the pros and cons with the justice energy. You know, are you willing to put energy into it? If it's spiritually in alignment, this year being a number 4 vibration, anything you're putting your energy into will have to be very decisive, because it can become very draining, because it's going to need a lot of commitment, very similar to the Capricorn energy, and a lot of emotional intent. I'm feeling a lot of reflection into the people that have come into your life, into some of the things that you're wanting to do, and you're wondering why you placed value on such. And I do feel this is going to be huge epiphany moments. I'm seeing a lot of fear surrounding. Oh, look, I really, really feel there is this beautiful love coming towards you guys, but this person who's coming in is going to heal you. Now, I feel there may be, again, this can be a past tense connection. This could be a current partner. Try and see past that frequency. I am seeing some of you actually do some travel. Okay, this is a really weird message. Now, some of you might have been having a dream. This can be a very repeating dream. And I'm hearing the term self-fulfilling prophecies. Now, there is change. You can change this. If you've been afraid something's going to occur, you need to tune out of it. Also, if you're feeling something's going to take a very long time to change, I'm not saying that be so. I do feel with the red energy coming through and the orange energy coming through, it is both connected to Saturn and fair-based frequencies. So it's changing. That of what was wasted, don't feel you won't recoup it, because I do feel this is coming back to you. I'm hearing how did you get where you are? Where you're going is so much better, and it can be with the similar people. But I am feeling as though, yes, last month for many it was dark, but I do feel this energy transforming now. Now, overall, some of your hopes and dreams are going to be attained. And it is very Neptunian energy. And I do feel with the Pisces energy, Neptune and Pisces, some of those dreams of yesteryears are going to come through in this month. And I am feeling love. I do feel it's weird, because even tuning into this person's face, be it a male or a female, they're very decisive about what they want, and they're coming for it. Again, you potentially know this. Look at the way she's looking. It's like really knew that this was going to happen, really knew this conversation was going to come. But it's sort of relaxed. It's like, I'm kind of glad you're here sort of energy. But it's also asking you to make sure that you're, and I did mention this, speak from an authentic nature. Yes, there is a lot of fear-based frequency coming here. You have done work on yourself. Noted that in the past there has been potentially sabotage, hurdles to directly deal with, and they're asking you to articulate that. They're wanting you to be direct and earnest and honest, because with this, have faith. Yes, this has gone for a very long time. It has, but there is infinite bliss coming your way. I do feel some of you may actually have a proposal. Just with 3 or 4 of the energies that have come through, this person is wanting to take this connection to the next level. Some of you are going to get a very large contract as well. Marriages, contracts, and partnerships fall in your 10th house, but there's a lot of romance coming through in this read, but it's almost like you've shifted so much of your energy onto problems and situations and building and growing it. that I don't feel you understand that universe wants you to have this blessing to actually help heal you. But it's asking you to remove the mask and to communicate effectively. Now, with your money and finance, I do see a personal change here. I do feel if you're able to have a break, it's going to liberate you. Some of you might have been feeling really run down. Now, with the purple energy coming through, there's a lot of fish on this card. And I do feel it's almost like, how do I put it? There can be a grand idea you receive. There's also abundance returning from the past. Some of you may feel that if you're employed, it might be something that you need to change up. Again, when I say we have Saturn retrograding into Aquarius, it's going to give you a hunch about what life is going to look like in 2021. So if you find during that month there's something that you feel you'd need to shift, it could be upgrading in education, it might be networking. Again, with the Gemini nodes moving through January, February, March, May, this is where lots of changes are going to come. Some of you may feel that you've worked way too hard and you need something in this situation to change. I'm going to pull a clarifier on it because I do feel they want me to elaborate. Bear with me. If you have been really, really working hard, you could be landing a dream job. Again, you need to meditate upon it. If you have a grand idea, fantastic. Well, look, it's saying with the purple energy, it's almost like you've manifested it into the ethers. You do have a lot of career energy coming through. The purple energy is where you've literally moved to a place where you're able to manifest. And 9 times out of 10, if you're sending resumes out and you're detaching, it's a bit like looking at things and you're thinking, God, you know, penny little, the world's falling down. When you have no control over it, you detach. When you understand your vibrational worth and you balance the lower chakras, what happens is you reap what you sow. It's like all this meditation is bringing you blessings, and it's like universe giving you blessings from the past, you know, so it is almost like you catch up. And I'm seeing with the 9 energy, you'll be more in alignment with this position. So with the female falling in the card, it's like whatever she was doing before, it exhausted her. And I do feel now, whatever you're moving into, be it you're getting a pay rise or you're moving up and there's different things happening, this is all very beneficial in the career and financial sector. Now, the people that you're networking with and the people that you're working with, I do feel accidentally so you're going to be upgrading them and changing their perspective and truth. It's going to be important to see their point of view. And I do feel very dragon orientated energy, but I'm not feeling this to be a bad thing. You may have seen some situations play out in a family domain. You may be seeing something that you've been through in another person. You also may be feeling as though something in a family related dynamic hasn't resolved yet. This can be healed. Okay. But there is going to be a new beginning. How do I put it? I feel this tower is more to do with you, that you are the tribe. If you are the tribe and this person is meant to be with you, then the tower is not going to occur. The ego and you directly tuning into it, again, I'm hearing fear-based frequency. Be open to this new beginning because I do feel it's deeply important for you to see this through. I also feel, again, at a manifestation level, if you are moving into the third eye and you're looking at tribe and family and connections in general, if you can't foresee a solution, detach from it and tune into something else and ask your guides to assist. while you're doing that, it can change your perspective on things, but do try and look at it from a different kind of, a different view, that it's all the same dynamic, but it's just looking at it from a different perspective. And I feel once you detach, everything's going to balance out. Wow, you're really in your creative force with your health. And with the yellow energy, it is about creativity. It's about finances. This can be to do with children as well. So if you're not wanting kids right now, be careful. But it's very much your creative center. And I do feel this is going to bring you a lot of joy and happiness. It's going to give you a lot of options, though, so be super cautious. Try not to get look at the way the little girl's looking. She's got her rainbow. It's a bit like the aeroplane's the bumblebee. She looks like she's the bumblebee with her boots. Now, the yellow energy is good. But again, your environment and your home, many of you are wanting, it could be wanting to decorate a home. It can be you're wanting to actually get new clothing. You're wanting to show a new view of yourself with Saturn and Aquarius. Yes, we can bring our quirk out. We can be a bit different. Try and feel comfortable with that. But another situation is try with the alchemization of energy, especially with your money and your career, with the purple energy. It's always very important, if you wish to manifest something, you need to directly tune into that direction. If you spread your energy too fine, it will siphon the finances and it will siphon your vibration. Try and keep repeating the co-creation process of using that chakra system. If you're giving energy to lower frequency people, it can deplete this. So don't enable. Allow other people to karmically upgrade their energy. Try to be in a focus of what your dreams are. Again, to me, this is 12th house energy. This is fantasy. It's very Neptune energy, but it's very important in the early stages of learning how to manifest and balancing your health is keep your focus very centered and reality-based. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Do it very gradual so that you can actually understand how you're working with that energy. But I do feel financially and creatively it's perfect. Try not to spread your energy too fine, because with the supermoon in Virgo, you're going to be able to actually comprehend and see things very realistically, which is good for the Seven of Cups. Keep it spiritual. When we move into the Aries energy at the end of the month, it's going to be different again. You're going to be moving towards correcting your 4th house placement and actually moving through your triggers of the 4th house, which is your psychology, your physical foundation, your home-related environment. Come to it correctly. It could be you have somebody who's living there and you feel it's not working. It can be the direct environment and you're wanting to change that. Come to it in a unique way and take step by step, and I do feel it'll balance out. Now, the unseen is how powerful your crown chakra is right now, because you're moving into that energy. So what you manifest is all in your own hands, but it's being able to manage that energy. Now, Chiron is, yes, it's currently in Aries, which is your 4th house. It's your physical foundation. But at the same time, how do I explain this? You've got to keep your psychology right, and it's very hard with retrograde. So yes, we can still go a bit off kilter and have a bit of an adjustment state with Saturn moving into Aquarius, being in your 2nd house. So it can be things break. I mean, during a Mercury retrograde, yes, that can happen. So if devices and things to that degree break, keep it in balance. If you are needing to spend money on anything, keep your receipts, because obviously during Mercury retrograde, you know it's important to have those. But at the same time, don't tune into it. Like if it happens, it happens. Detach, understand everything happens for a reason. Where you're going to be in 2021 will be in a very firm financial position. But you also are going to have to put a lot of work in. Now, you'll have 4 months of the energy being in Aquarius, It will then redirect back into Capricorn, which again is heavy accountable energy, which you guys are used to, but it's a lot of leveling up within your own kind of domain. I'm feeling as though some of you may have a different value system after that fact. So some things you valued, you may not after. Other things you valued, again, you may wish to move towards by the end of the year. If you are tuning into a male energy and you feel they can't level up, you need to rethink that. You need to change your train of thought. If you are thinking of your own inner masculine energy, as in your hunter-gatherer mode, whoever you are, male or female, and you feel it's out of balance, you need to rethink that frequency because you're thinking a little bit too 3D. Energy work is very important. The more we work on these things, we have self-mastery. The card breaks down to 11. It is a new way of doing things. Try and practice it on a daily. Check in with yourself. It can be spiritual practice, so it can be something as simple as waking up in the morning and having quiet time, creating space, setting the intention, and then stating to yourself that you're open to the experiences in that day. But I do feel very uniquely, if you're tuning, sometimes when you tune into someone who is lower frequency, you can embody that energy. The more you actually train yourself, you can come to a space where their vibration will not directly affect you. You can then do breathing exercises where you can push your auric field into theirs to upgrade theirs. So you will get there. If you're needing help with that, feel free to book a reading. I'll try and do updates to do with that when I've got 5. Any questions for those of you in the house? The house has been quiet. I'm really feeling really positive about your career though, guys. Chakra mindset. There you go. Last message. You're on fire with your chakras. Look at it. A bit like the Phoenix Rising. I do feel there is Phoenix Rising energy here. What number is that? 1. First house. Capricorns are rising. Imagination. Look at this. Add it together. 144. If you can see it. 144. Imagination. Again. Very Neptune, very Pisces energy. Imagine whatever you want to co-create because the world is your oyster. The world is your oyster. Love and light. I will see you guys later. If I can turn it off.